What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar, and we are talking about syrup today, Maple Finance. Hit that like button, you guys. Subscribe if you want to see more content like this, and let's get into it. All right, here we are on this, the 31st of May, sitting here at 34.5 cents, 7 hours, 21 minutes left in the day. We had a bit of a drop down to 31.7 cents. Quite a little drop there. I don't think that we're done. I do think that we have lower to go. This wick is nice to see. It's very possible that syrup could have found its low and that it moves higher. I'm just thinking, based off this bearish divergence, we have a date with destiny down here at 28 cents. Yeah, that's just my perspective. And maybe we do, maybe we don't. I mean, in all fairness, we did wick down here already. We did see that interaction, but we kept building. I don't know. I don't know. By the way, of this divergence, we've already completed it, but if we're still waiting on 28 cents, let's just see if that makes sense. Let's look at it from a fib perspective. Maybe we have found the low. Let's look low to high here. I mean, we're right at the 236. It's looking pretty good. I'll tell you what, if we get below 31 cents, that's how you know that 28 cents, maybe even 24 cents is inevitably going to happen. And that might seem scary, but from an overall high down there, that's about a 47% drop. We see 50% drops all the time in the altcoin markets, especially in very bullish coins like this that are moving up from a low to a high that have moved up 452%, that outperforming the markets largely. Like it makes sense that you might see a rather large correction. You know what I mean? That can happen. Let's look at some short-term stuff, and then we'll zoom back out to the daily in a second here. 1 hour time frame, looking at this, looking bullish on the 1 hour. You do have higher highs in the RSI with lower highs in the price. That is hidden bearish divergence. After all, this is just a lower high overall. So I'm not too ecstatic about this. It looks like you're just finding resistance at prior support. So while that was a nice little move, it's very much just a little move that's kind of insignificant. You had some volume come in, which is nice, but nothing to follow through. So at this point in time, even with the day looking like this, I actually would assume that you go lower. But let's just see. Right, the 1 hour, I know it looks good. You've got the higher lows, you've got the higher highs and all that thing, but you've got higher highs here, and that's actually part of the problem is that you have lower highs, right? That's hidden bearish. That's actually a bad thing. You're producing stronger readings. This is a stronger move, and you're getting less results. You're actually at lower prices. It's, you know what I mean? That's the way that I think of it, at least. You did have bullish divergence, lower lows and higher lows. That might be why you got this little reaction here. But ultimately, you didn't push through enough, in my opinion, to validate that you're done with this downtrend. You're probably going to go lower. Looking at the 4 hour time frame here, same thing. Higher highs, but lower highs. That's hidden bullish or hidden bearish divergence. I'm sorry. You didn't finish with bullish divergence, but that's okay. You don't need bullish divergence to find bottoms, right? Like you didn't have it here and you still found a low. Wouldn't surprise me at all if we went lower, guys. It really wouldn't. Trying to find an example. Can't really find an example. That's okay. There's who cares? I would think that we go lower though. Yeah. That doesn't mean that we have to go lower than this low though. Okay, I will say that. I did say if we get below 31 cents, that's how we know we're going to 28 to 24 cents. But just because we're going lower from here, from 34.6 cents, doesn't mean that we have to go lower than 31 cents. We very well still could hold this low right here, right? When I say we're going lower, I just mean lower from here. It looks like we're going to go down. How far low, that's debatable, right? At this point in time, I think we have a good range, right? A very good range. The range to anticipate as far as how much lower we could go is 31.4 cents to 24.4 cents. Somewhere in this range here is where I would expect that we go. I do expect that we return to today's lows. Do we get a slightly higher low, a slightly lower low? Is it a double bottom? We'll see how that goes. But I don't think that that's the low in itself. I do think that we have more work to do to the downside. You got overbought. Now you're not. You're below the 50. You probably keep pushing down to the 40 and find support there, and then you come up. I would expect this is going to be a short-lived endeavor. I don't think you'll be below the 50 for too long. Like something like that even seems a little too long to me. Something like this is what I would expect, like a day or two, maybe 3 or 4, but not a whole week. So I would anticipate then, being where you are now, that within the next few days, you probably have some resolution to the downside. Resolution as in you'll be at 31.5 to 24.5 cents, yeah. I'm not completely convinced that we go to 24.5 cents, but I haven't seen enough to convince me that we're finding support here. It's nice to find support at the 236 where you found support before, where you found resistance before, but I'm going to stick with the standard stuff as far as TA goes. The standard expectation would be a 382 retracement. The standard stuff would be to pull back to where your divergence formed, which is all the way back here, which is right here. If you're below the 236 and you're down this low, it's very uncommon to find support right there and then rip to new highs. Oftentimes you do hit the 382 before running if you go that far below the 236. If this is your low and you hold the 236, then sure, you can go to new all-time highs, but everything else just seems, in my opinion, to suggest that we go lower. So I'm going to stick with that. We're going to stick with a 24.4 cent price call. If not at a minimum 28 cents, but again, it wouldn't really make sense to stop there. It would make sense to go there and then probably go through there a little bit. I think that because of where we are in the RSI, it's going to happen in a very short amount of time. We're going to have like 3 or 4 days to do this. It's going to be a quick move down, and then it's going to be a quick move up. And I'm definitely intending to buy once we're down at 28 cents or lower. So hopefully everybody is on the same page. Not financial advice, not a financial advisor. You know, none of this is just my opinions. None of this is me telling you what to do. I think that Syrup, I think that Maple Finance is a promising project. I love DeFi, and I think that it's a very promising aspect of crypto. This is not a DeFi. I mean, I say DeFi. Most DeFi in crypto is not DeFi, right? Let's get that straight too. Just to set the record straight, so that nobody tries to troll me for one, but then also nobody's being misled, right? This is not a DeFi. It says it's a DeFi protocol, but it's not. It's centralized. It's very centralized. In fact, that's why it's so good. I think it's because it's centralized. It uses DeFi protocols. DeFi uses means of decentralization to operate, but it's mainly backed by a centralized authority. So it's not DeFi. It's more like, I like to call it C-Fi, crypto finance. I don't know. It's C-Fi. It's crypto finance, where it's a little centralized and it's a little decentralized, but it's integrated and all operated using cryptocurrency. So I don't know. Anyways, guys, I'm done talking. So hit the like button, subscribe. Thank you all for being here. We're at 34.6 cents now, with the prospects of going down about 10 cents, probably over the next few days. We'll see if that happens. All right. Oh, and whenever it's time to go higher, damn, why didn't we do that? Come on now. This is the best part. We missed the best part, man. The best part is talking about how high it can go, right? Talked about the worst part, how low it's going to go. Let's talk about the best part. High to low here. Went all the way up to your 188. You know what? I like it, but I don't. I think you're going to continue, right? After you find support, you're going to continue up to probably 73 cents to 91 cents or $1, like somewhere between $1 and 10 cents to 73 cents. That's where I think your next stopping point is going to be. But I don't think that that's where you're going to stop by the end of this move. I think that you go a lot higher. I wouldn't be surprised at all if you were worth multiple dollars by the end of this move. You're worth about $2, maybe just below there, or even above that by sometime in July. But I do think your next, like if this is a stopping point, you moved up, and then here's your stopping point, and you're going to consolidate in this area. You're going to move up. I think here's going to be your next stopping point. You'll consolidate in this area, and then you'll move up again, right? But anyways, that's all I got for you guys. Hit the like button, subscribe. Thank you all for being here. I'll see you on the next one. Bye.